Someone to Watch Over Me is the story of a man who is in an emotional battle with God. He is a Christian man who has tried to serve the Lord to the best of his ability, and a tragedy befalls him and his family. So as a result of that, he's angry with God, and he decides to uproot his teenage son and relocate so that he can try to forget the things that have happened to him.
Someone to Watch Over Me was a very, very powerful, inspiring story that really kind of catered to a man and his faith, and the troubles that he went through of keeping his faith. The message was, at the end of the script when I read it, was really overbearing, and the message really is, no matter what, you always got to continue to serve God. Because God has a plan for everybody, and God is always good, even through the thickest of troubles that we go through.
What I wanted to illustrate with this story is that a lot of times in life, when things happen to us, we feel like, why me? And God's response to that question is, why not you? Because we just kind of always have the idea that bad things happen to other people, and it's important to remember that through it all, it's our job to serve Him no matter what, because God is always good.
Someone to Watch Over Me, I read this script about 2 times, actually 3 times, and I was just fascinated by it, because here's one of the things. I think there are so many stories, faith-based stories, that need to be told. And this one was so uplifting to me because I think I could relate to it on a number of levels. And it covers so many aspects of what young people go through in society. And sometimes people, go astray of getting the good word. And I think this script covers that. There's passion, there's fear, there is finding oneself, there's finding your true spirituality, and I really felt that it was captivating from the very beginning. I never really knew what was going to happen. Even the second time I read it, I didn't know what was going to happen. That's what intrigued me the most about the script.
Faith-based movies are extremely important, just because it gives the world hope and kind of a realization that we don't get to have in day-to-day life. There's all the struggles that are going around all over the world, not just in my city, but I'm sure in your city and in cities all around, with the economy, with the crime rising. Everybody needs to have a little faith, and what that faith does is just to assure you that no matter what, at the end of the day, everything's going to be all right.
But I do want to say this is just a wonderful, wonderful story that I think that so many lessons can be learned from this story. And the fact that it's fun, but also in the same way it's sad, but you also understand it's a life story, and it's about life, and that's what I enjoyed mostly about this script.
So it's really important for me to write this story because I feel like stories like these need to be told. And being an avid film watcher as well as a filmmaker, I feel like there's a real lack of faith-based films and films that have a positive message to them. So instead of sitting back complaining about what I'm not seeing, I'm a strong believer in getting out there and being the change that you want to see. And as a writer, I feel that it's my job to use my gift to help expand God's kingdom. So Someone to Watch Over Me, I see that as definitely a step in the right direction, because this movie has a very powerful message and is being told in a way that people of all ages can really relate to. It's not preachy. It's really a film that you're just gonna watch and you're gonna feel it. The campaign is pretty cool because Indiegogo is providing a platform for independent filmmakers like myself to reach out to people like you who either feel passionate about the campaign, or who just, are very passionate about whatever the case may be. In my case, I hope that you're passionate about filmmaking and seeing good films hit the screen. So.
And it's so important for people to support independent films because they don't have the big budgets that studio films have to make movies. So it's really depending on the broader community to embrace projects that are free thinking, and this movie is really going to touch the heart of so many people, and I believe it's going to be so many people that are going to be blessed by it.
And I'd highly recommend this script for anyone that would be interested in producing it, if you don't produce it before I do.
We want to invite you to become part of it because it takes a village. as we can see, there's an influx of movies with sex, drugs, and violence in them, and we need to be able to combat that with the Word of God. And I really believe that this is something that the whole community can rally behind.
I think it's an incredible script, and it will be an incredible production, and that's why we're counting on you to help us out. Give us some of that mochi, that luchi, that dinero. Itori, my friends. No, seriously. No, really, we need your money. So, cough it up. It's important.